Hi, Ronnie. You talking to yourself? Talking to yourself? Now you got a little light down over here. Now you got a little light. I got a little light. I'm bringing the light right over. Bringing the light over so I can see. And I don't want to put it in your eyes, but I want to see what's happening in front of my eyes. You like my blue glasses? My eyes might turn color, but if my eyes turn color, it only turns color for George. George who? George Bush. Which George in the bush? Well, they had Tarzan of the Jungle. They had somebody in the bush who was a George. George Jungle. One's a J, one's a G. Never know if you just heard it. What'd you say? J, G, I don't know. Sounds all the same to me. George of the Jungle. George Burns. He played God. Imagine George Burns played God and I'm calling 5775 the time. Don't walk across with the whole Golden Gate Bridge, right? Because you got to hold both sides, both islands. You have to have your two hips. Your hip. What organ do we have that's on this side that's also on this side? Besides your nuts and your dick, okay? Well, for a male, I'm not going to mention for the female because I think their nuts are more up here and what goes out usually goes in, but it doesn't really matter. So it's like a pumpkin. It's like this whole circle that just goes around you as you run for as far as you can put your feet out, carrying some kind of twin towers the other way. So I'm just throwing things at you. 336 is 12 moons. The 13th moon brings everything back home. This is the 12th moon, but you live in between the 1 and the 12, which means you live on 2 and 1 equals 3. So you don't start on 1, you don't start on 2 because 2 touches 1. So you don't start on 1, you don't start on 2. 2 equals to 3, and 3 touches 2. So you start 3 on the next level, but you started in the 5 position. The top will come down to the funnel, right? The outside goes around and around and around back to the funnel. Now, what am I getting at? 33 of Christ, 36 of death. 3 by 3 is 9. 9 and 6. 9 times 6 is 54. Bring me the sun. You are between 2 and 11, meaning you are 3, because you can't be 1 or 3, which means you're only 2. And if you're 13 and 12 is what is below 13, then 2 is what is above 1. You have 1 till 12. 1 minus 12 is 11. 11 times 28 equals to 308. Okay, 4 days after Halloween is 308. 308 is the creation of the Christ Church. 3 becomes 368, creation of man of this world. 368. Now you can just say, do you want to know where my cats were? Yes, I was on the beach when I named my cats, and that's why it's Sandy and Shelly. The squirrels gather all the nuts, and they process the nuts, and they eat the nuts. How should a person process their nuts? Me, I like to soak mine in rice water or rice milk, and what's it called? I'm looking into the alchemist, chemist or chemist. Language is very funny. Jenna New sent something out in the mail there on Facebook, and just to speak a language, that certain languages stay the same and mean 3 and 4 languages in one. This chemist, okay, chemist, ch, chemist, or in French it's chimiste. So you have to change the E for an I. All of a sudden it would say a she. Take away the S, it's a he. It's a spirit in heaven, the electronic spirit in heaven. The mist with this in the water and also coming out of Chicago. It's all about Chicago. You want to see something why it's about Chicago? Because of what's up there. See that? See where it says San? See the little design? That's Asian writing. See where it says 7 Shishi? It's the gateway. You see Wyoming, Wisconsin, Wyoming? Wisconsin, Wyoming is right over here. Kentucky by number 49. That's why, because in Asian talk, I mean, the sound of certain numbers are she. All about her. It's all her numbers. Things in English that we say, here they say it in French. Maybe because it comes all from a language. Chicago, she's a chemist, and chemist, they didn't change it. It had to stay the same because it's the same in both worlds. When words start to sound the same, and both in 2 different languages, and they mean the same, it's because of the connection of the multiple worlds, because it can never leave, certain letters can never leave the conjunction, and some of the letters are the I and the S, the I and the T. The love of who is Area 51, the love of the 20 world on the cross. Hanging on the cross is the 20 world, because you may see a cross, but I see angles to, cut the angle on the bottom of the cross, cut the angle on the top of the cross. I got a square going through your neck and down between here, and I got enough. Don't forget that when that chicken goes, and his hat gets blue, that's him pumping blood. I'm telling you, chicken's got no tits. I mean, in my world, chickens have no tits. And if a chicken doesn't have a tit, you know what that means? That means it's because it's titting in another way. And their breast is turning white, a strong breast, because their milk is given to their heart, which is the blood. It also turns them into turkeys. They got a gorgle over here. What does that gorgler do over here on a turkey and this do on a chicken? What, you think it's just a chicken? We come from somewhere. If we had to come from the smallest grain to come up, you don't think we were a chicken or a turkey before? We were nothing. We were dust. Our fingernails are like wax. Our mustaches stink when you burn them. Is this just a game we come here to live, do our best, and die? No. We structure for the future. It's going to be pretty hard to accept, oh my God, I'm going into the other world. I'm already in the other world. I already got the colors out there, yellow, blue. They're going to come here. They're going to look at me to get the white coat out. They turned me back into the white world. I didn't like the white world. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I'm going to go read that right now. I'm going to go read that right now. Thank you for watching this video. 626, right? I'm going to wait.